Now, for more on this story, my colleague Natasha Phiri has been following it all morning long as well, and she is in Sandton. Natasha, thank you so much for the time. So this is certainly an indication, though, of the EFF absolving itself of any of the criminal activity that may have happened against Click stores in those three different areas. But one finds it very difficult to perhaps let go of the issue when one considers that they're the ones that mobilized people against Click stores.
Very good afternoon, Arabile. I didn't quite get you there, but I assume that you're actually talking about the violence that is actually taking place at some Click stores. We spoke to the Deputy President of the EFF, Floyd Shivambu, earlier on about this specific matter, and he had said that as the EFF, they did not commission such acts of violence. But I'm actually now joined by the regional chairperson of the EFF, Musa Novela, and we'll also speak more about this issue. Musa, thank you so much for joining us on the EFF. Thank you so much for joining us on SABC. I beg your pardon. So there's a video that's now emerged of EFF members vandalizing a Click store. What does the EFF have to say about this? We spoke to Mr. Shivambu earlier on. He had said that as a party you did not commission such acts, but yet we find there is some violence in some other areas.
It couldn't be the EFF because the EFF command was clear that the EFF ground forces and all the leadership are going to go to all Click stores, 800 plus of them nationwide, to ensure that we assist them in closing down until they meet the demand which were set forth by the EFF, which amongst speaks to publicizing the names of the people who have commissioned that ad which was up in the website of Clicks. So the EFF did not commission any act of violence anywhere. It can't be the EFF members that have done that. It might have been some opportunists who might have saw that as an opportunity to go loot the Click store. It can't be the EFF because the EFF have never given such kind of commands.
But Mr. Novela, these people are clearly wearing EFF regalia.
I'm sure we have seen during the LX shutdown that there were people who were given EFF t-shirt who were sent out to destroy buildings and other businesses in Sandton. Not putting an EFF t-shirt does not necessarily make one an EFF member. So there might be opportunists that might have given out EFF t-shirt to be able to do that. I mean, we've seen it in the city of Johannesburg before. The ANC came with EFF printed t-shirt which had Mashaba's face on it. So wearing an EFF t-shirt does not necessarily make one an EFF member.
As a party, will you be investigating such acts or such incidences?
Yes, of course. I'm sure the party will look into it and satisfy itself that none of the people who partake in such act of violence are EFF members.
There's something that also emerged just before I spoke to you. The group CEO of Clicks has now written an open letter, and I'll just read out a paragraph for you. He says, as group CEO of Clicks, I'm deeply disappointed that we allowed insensitive and offensive images to be published on our website. I apologize unreservedly for the hurt and anger these images have caused. What is your reaction to this?
Look, an apology which is standard is not what the EFF have asked for. The reason the EFF it's in all the stores of Clicks nationwide is not because the Clicks didn't offer an apology. It's because EFF says they must be able to take action and must provide proof that there's action that have been taken against everybody who was involved in commissioning such kind of an ad. So that apology is the same apology which was issued on behalf of Clicks a day or two ago. So it's not something that is to be considered. The demands of the EFF are clear, and let them then consider the demand of the EFF, and then we'll help them operate and continue to operate. Until then, the stores are going to remain closed. We'll come back tomorrow, we'll come back the day after, we'll come back until Friday. Every day we're going to come. And as we speak now, 90% of them have been closed. Now we're closing all those that are operating, and we'll continue to do that until the end of the week.
So you've just said that the store is closed. There are no, staff members inside here. Have you had an opportunity to perhaps engage with the staff members of Clicks?
No, but when we got here, the staff members then disappeared. So we have never spoken to anybody, and we're not here to speak to them. We're here to assist them to close until the company they work for do what the EFF demanded.
Thank you so much for your time. Thanks for talking to us. That, of course, Arabile was the regional chairperson of the EFF, Musa Novela, just reacting to that video that has emerged there of EFF members, damaging, a Click store. And he says that those are not EFF members. They might be other, members of the public that are actually masquerading as, EFF members. He's also reiterating what the Deputy President of the EFF, Mr. Shibambu, had said, that they have not commissioned any acts of violence, and anybody who's doing that is not doing that in the name of the EFF. I'm trying to look around for anybody to actually talk to, just ordinary members of the public to actually, get their sentiments and perhaps hear what they have to say. I'm trying to wave at a lady who's walking past, but it doesn't seem as if she's interested in talking to us. But Arabile, this is the fourth hour of these EFF members being here, camping outside this Click store in Sandton, picketing, and they're saying that they are going nowhere. They're going to continue with this campaign of theirs until Clicks actually meets their demands. They are also not accepting that apology on behalf of Clicks, saying that they should have known better. And as the EFF, it is their task to root out any form of racism wherever it's, it rears its ugly head. But with that said, I guess let me just cross back to in studio. It doesn't seem as if anybody's actually willing to talk to me right now.
Look, it's very difficult for anybody to talk, I suppose, in a time when their party is still guilty of these criminal acts themselves. Yes, Clicks was certainly 100% in the wrong in the statement that they put out with that advertisement, but the EFF has a lot to answer for in itself as well. Whether these members are their card-carrying members or not, they're still doing it in their name. It is because the EFF did mobilize those members that those three stores at the very least are being petrol bombed. So hopefully we do get a little bit more word, a little bit more responsibility taken then by that political party. Natasha Phiri, appreciate your time.